Welcome to a completely new series to celebrate the full release version 1.0 of Cartel Tycoon. This is inspired by the 80s and 90s, in South America with the cartels really growing, but it's not too serious. It's not like Breaking Bad or anything like that. All the scenarios, the dialogue, the style, everything is, not taking itself too seriously. It's definitely more a tycoon, and this version 1.0 is actually bringing tons more than the early access. If you've played the early access, this is definitely different. Now there's definitely depth with a huge tech tree, AI enemy gangs, special factions, special buildings, dynamic markets, where if you sell too much of a certain resource, the market price starts to decrease, which eats into your profit, and much more. There are stories with actually multiple campaigns, and I'm sure we could get even more in the future. Sandbox with complete flexibility on the maps, on where you start, on the difficulty levels and much more, and also a survival mode. There's also multiple challenges to unlock different personalities, different buildings, so you can replay this game a couple of times. The tutorial is also now pretty great because they added those small videos on the side that really show you what you're supposed to do. If you're a bit lost, they show you step by step. So it's not just you have those missions over here, but you also have those visual guides that I think are working really well. In this first series, and of course we can do others if you're interested, we're going to start with the story, needs and fear. This is a normal challenge around 10 to 15 hours. Let's see how long it's going to take us. We're definitely going to follow the story, but at the same time, I'm also going to share a number of tips, tricks, hints, explanation along the way to make sure that you really understand how to manage this game. And basically, this is not, a cartel game. This is a strategy. This is a business simulation game. So that's what we're going to maximize. I'm looking for work. I've called everyone. Nobody wants to hire me. This is my last chance. Cesar takes a long drag on his cigarette, steadying his nerves. The dial tone hums, then cracks. Hello? Hola, my name is Cesar Garcetti. I'm calling about your ad in the paper. You're looking for a partner? The stranger says, I am. Yeah, you probably are. Otherwise you wouldn't have put the ad. Love or business? Perhaps I have the wrong number. Depends which you're looking for, senor. I don't have time to be jerked around. My apology, let's start over, Cesar. See? There's money to be made from this land. Okay, we're gonna make money. I need a dependable partner. I am dependable. I am here. Yeah. Let's do it. I will lend you one of my residences. And the cash in its worth. That may be too good to be true, let's be careful. You'll oversee my fledgling operation. It's simple horticulture. Growing and selling flowers. Of course, the legal kind of flowers. We'll think of this as a test, see? Okay, when it's done, I'll be in touch. Sure. Okay, so here is the map. You can also press here the map overview if you want to see the whole sort of island that we have available at this point. There's a lot of different enemies, right? They're in red. Yellow is not really enemies, but they're not friendly either. It's basically under the control of the mayor or the government if you wish. There's also some special ones, like here you can see we have the indigenous territory, or here we have a guerrilla. But now let's get back into our small little region. This is the Amado region. We have a city that's already under our control. With this mayor, we can ask some favors, not too much for now. And we can also build some buildings inside this city. And on top of that, we can also build everywhere else. So in the city, it's sort of special buildings. If you wish, a bit like in Total War games, right? In your cities, you're going to build special buildings. And then on the rest of the map, we're going to build our farms, chemical plants, our labs, and all our logistics. Another way to see it is that on the map, we're going to build our production. Then we have those special buildings like the piers or the aerodromes or the ports, where we're going to sell whatever we produce. We're going to sell it usually to make dirty money. And then in the cities, we're going to have buildings to transform that dirty money into legal money. So obviously we want to do something with that money, and therefore it needs to be legal money. Don't hesitate, of course, to share also in the comments below if you have any questions, thoughts, comments. I'd love to hear about them. I'd love to help you understand this game, which again, there is a great tutorial, but it's also not the simplest game to understand. At the start, we're definitely going to follow some of the missions that are given to us. If you click over here, you can see all of the missions. For now, there's only one, but soon we'll have many. But at the same time, we're not going to just do those missions. We're going to do even more. For example, you don't have to wait for them to tell you to do research. We can start to do some research. Another reason you want legal money is because all of your research requires legal money. And as you can see, this one over here, for example, is only 800. We have that money, and this will increase the volume which we can sell in all of our river peers. So this one over here. This is definitely a quick win. We could do right away. Let's do it, actually. On top of that, doing this research will also open those two new ones over here. So it's also good to not just look at this research here or this one, for example, that we can do, but at what will be unlocked when we do that one. For example, this one over here, instead of being able for each of my transport company to deliver to 2 places, now I can deliver to 3. To be honest, I may not need that right away, but doing this one actually unlocks this one over here, which increases how many trucks I have. And that definitely is a better one. Over here at the top, we also have a big manual. I won't read those pages, I'll just explain to you along the way when needed. And then we'll also see on the map those question marks, which are sort of hints, details on something. For example, here, this is my residence, right? This is where I can store a lot of money, I can store a lot of resources, and I can also deliver all of these dirty money to build things. So this is something definitely we're gonna use, because anytime you build something, you can either use clean money or dirty money, as you can see, right? 2000 of dirty or 2000 of clean in this case. Of course, it is usually a lot better to use the dirty one, right? Because that way you don't have to transform it into legal money. Okay, so let's dive in. We're going to first build a warehouse, 3 opium farms, and we're going to connect them via roads. If I click over here into materials farms, I've selected opium for now. And I can see where I have good fertility, right? This is 60%, this is 100%, this is I can't do it at all. Here is low 30%, right? So obviously you want to put in 100%, right? We want to maximize our soil. So you can also rotate easily with Z and X. You can change those keys, of course, rebind them is needed. But for now, I'll keep them like this. Okay, so they ask us to make 3. So indeed, we'll make 3 for now. And a warehouse. Let's put the warehouse right away. This is in our logistics. And we need a road to deliver the dirty money, right? So we can start over here, and we'll make it like this. Then we can connect. You can connect anywhere you want. I like to make them clean like this. And this can deliver, to the warehouse. So these are trucks full of dirty money coming to deliver into each of the buildings to build them. And then, of course, it takes a bit of time. Right now we are in speed 1, so I can just show you at the beginning, not lose time. And then we can also increase that later on. And with the residents, we're not just delivering money to build them, we can also deliver money to upkeep them. All of those buildings need upkeep, and we can choose for each of the buildings to use dirty money or clean money. For the dirty money though, we need to deliver it. The clean money will just come out of our bank account. For the dirty money, because we can't really just use the bank, we need to deliver it. And that's what the residents can do, right? We have 5 transports over here in the residence. They're going to deliver in the radius that you can see in yellow over here. In all of that radius, they can deliver. This is, this yellow arc that you can see over here. They're delivering from time to time some dirty money. And now we're starting to produce. As you can see, this is the bar in white over here. When it gets full, this means we finished a new, right? Because we have great fertility, it takes 14 hours to make 2 opium in this case. Then of course, if we had a lower fertility, it would take a different time. If we increase the farm to level 2, etc., this will be a different number, of course. This is, you can see the stock of cash that we have for the upkeep. This is stock of resources that haven't been delivered yet. Now they're being delivered. This is your storage, right? We can say what are you linked to. We can also say what do you accept and what you don't accept. I'm gonna play with that in the future. But for now, let's move to the second part. We now need a transport company. We want to connect that transport company to the river pier, and we want to produce. So producing is going on. This is all good. We have the pier that's over here. So now let's build a transport company. We need to put it in the radius of the warehouse. So over here, I'm just going to put it next to it for now. It's easy. The money to construct it is being delivered. Perfect. It's gonna take a bit of time to just be built. Okay, and now we can see connections over here. This is additional connections outside of the radius, right? This is already connected to all of this. Now we're going to add a connection because it's a bit far to the transport company. And that's what's going to be delivered over here. Now in the warehouse, I'm going to leave all cargo accepted. In this one, to make it very clean, I'm going to say we accept nothing except this opium that we're just starting to build over here. This way, I'll really make sure this is clean. This is all of my opium is going over there and will be delivered from this guy into this one over here. I could also do the same over here, right? If I wanted, for example, to ensure that here this is only opium, we can do that. Now that we've finished this research, as I said, we've unlocked those two over here and I'm going to do them. They really don't cost that much and will be helpful in the future. I'll explain when we get there. Okay, now that we've connected our transport, let's make sure we start it. For now, we're using dirty money, but soon we're actually going to start using clean money. And to do that, we need to make sure that this will deliver over here because this is just outside of the radius. So now this will be able to deliver dirty money and we can therefore put it as dirty. You can see this is now coming. This is a long road, so what we can do is be a bit sneaky and do something like this. Therefore, next time they will be able to just take that road. This is a road that is slower. You can see this is sand instead of gravel for this one, or even asphalt for this one. So obviously when you upgrade, they are able to go faster. And I think you've seen it. This guy is definitely slower than this one. Or this one will slow down quite quickly, but given the distance, this is still better. Okay, so we've started to deliver, right? We've already delivered 12. And let's accelerate just a bit. And we're also starting to sell. You can see right now we only have one slot and we're selling. It takes 3 days to sell. We're going to sell 12 of these to gain 1,000 of dirty money in this case. We've just finished the research and with that we get a second slot, but it says inactive because we need a lieutenant to be stationed here to activate it. But when we do that, we'll be able to sell basically twice the amount. Okay, I've put in 3 speed. Now it's going a bit faster. As you can see, this is a new delivery. This time we're going to sell 39, which is a lot more and which is actually the maximum for one boat for 3 days. And here it is, we have finished the first part. Digame, Cesar Garcetti. I could almost kiss you. Please don't. You have built us a strong foundation. Trust a man of faith to turn a profit so quickly. You know me well for a caller I've never met. Basically, how does he know he's a man of faith? How do you know I'm a religious man? Is it strange for a man to research his new business partner? My mother is God-fearing woman. I practice for her sake. I think you're lying. But the truth is that this business is far greater interest to me than piety. Business I would like to return to, partner. Clean hands offer no one. Dirty money is like coal, a powerful fuel, but one that blackens the hands and leave a mess everywhere. We'll need to scrub our hands clean. Turn the dirty money into legal money, basically. Now he's given us a bit more money. We need to buy a taxi company in Amado. We'll be in touch again. And this is what I shared earlier is with this now we're making resources. With this we're selling it, gaining dirty money. Now we need to go into the city, create a building, for example a taxi company, which will take our dirty money and transform it into legal money, right? For example here it says it will take 3 days to launder 1,800 dirty money into legal money. It does also take some upkeep, so we're losing a bit of money. And interestingly, this one will also give us a bit of loyalty, which we'll talk about later. We can decide to use clean or dirty money. It gave us some clean money, but basically because I have so much dirty money versus the clean, I'm going to use dirty money. To do that, it does mean you need to deliver it, right? Remember, the clean money is in my bank account, the dirty is not. So to deliver it, I'm going to take my guy, me. Actually, we should rename it to Strat Gamer. That's me, aka Strat Gamer. And we're going to move myself to my residence because this is where I'm storing a lot of my dirty money. So we're going there. And then when I'm there, we're going to say deliver some cash. We need 15,000. We can put 16 to just have a bit already of cash ready to be laundered over here. So now he's going to do it. He can't deliver 15 in one go. He actually needs to do it twice. But as you can see, that's going to be quick and done. So now this is going to start being built. 2 days. We can wait for that. The other thing I wanted to remind you is here I'm using dirty money because I connected it to the residence. But with that, what happens is it's a two-way street. The residence is delivering upkeep from time to time, but the residence is also taking when there's too much, right? Because this is where we are making our money. For example, in 3 days, we're gonna make 3,000. And of course, our upkeep is very low for this, right? So someone is going to come and just bring the money back into my house. In the garage of the Rondon Amado taxi company, Cesar watches as the remaining stack of cash are hauled out of the back of an old car. Interesting. The smell of freshly laundered cash. It's beautiful, isn't it? I mean, for sure, everybody likes good money. Truly, Cesar, I am impressed. You are working hard. Gracias. Too hard. If you continue like this, you will break your back. Oh no, that wouldn't be good. Someone must do it, senor. Do you want to do it yourself? The driver will only be too happy to share the workload. Just tell them what to do. Okay, so this is one of the big part of the game is indeed I shouldn't do everything myself. We should also ask lieutenants to help, right? We're gonna have lieutenants. We can't recruit them just now. It's gonna be the next one. First, we need to connect a residence to the river pier. We've done that, right? This is basically people living in the residence, picking out the cash, bringing it here. Now, what we want to do is the final step. Our next step is to make sure that when that money is brought over here, then it is sent over there, right? Because it needs to be laundered over there. For now, I have a bit of storage, but of course, I can launder a bit more. Okay, so then, of course, as I said, we need to wait a bit of time for it to be done. It's gonna take 3 days. You actually do want to avoid that things are full because a taxi company or even a farm or anything like that is full will attract the police. So you need to be careful about that. Cesar leans on the balcony of the residence, smoking and watching the trucks. It feels good to be in charge, no? More drivers. Yes, we need more lieutenants. He's not so happy that he hasn't met the stranger. I understand your frustration. Perhaps it is time I introduce myself formally. And now we'll be able to get lieutenants. This is by clicking on your residence and recruiting lieutenants. But this will be for the next episode. I hope you liked this episode. I hope you liked this new series. Don't hesitate to smash the like button if you did, to share in the comments below any questions, thoughts that you may have, and I hope to see you next time.